Hello everyone, my name is Greg and I dev stuff. Welcome to episode 55 of Stardew Valley like game in Unity. Starting a new game, creating a character. Today we want to expand our new game functionality by creating a character. Create a panel for generating a new character. Let's title it with top text. Then add field for the name. Create text object to clarify what we need to input. Then create input field for the name. Let's input name which will be used by default. Robin, sounds good. Make an option to choose gender. Two buttons, which will choose the gender for the character. Create text for selected gender. And create button to start the game. Later on you can expand this menu by adding creation of the character model or difficulty settings. If you want to see tutorials on those topics or something else you have in mind, let me know in the comments. Good, hide the newly created panel. Now when we click new game, we want, instead of loading scene immediately, open the character panel to allow player to set up his character. So select the button and set the character panel active. while hide the main menu panel. Good. This episode is brought to you by generous support of people on Patreon and members on YouTube. If you want to join them, link to my Patreon in the description and join button available right now on YouTube. If you join at $10 or more, you will get access to project files on Patreon. So we are providing an input on the character name and anything else. So we want to create a data container for the player data. Create scriptable object. Add create asset menu. So we will be able to create instances of this player data. Create two public variables for character name and player character gender. Now when we start the game, we want to input those fields from the create character panel. Open main menu and create a field for player data. Then two fields, one for gender and one for input field. Good. Now let's make it possible to change character gender in the character panel. Create method called setGenderMale. And setGenderFemale. Then create a new public method called updateName, where we will get the input of the player name and pass it into the player data. Now on the character panel, set the reference to those methods in the gender button, called setGender. In the name field, call updateName. To make sure our UI is updated on the start of the game, let's call onStart setGenderFemale, which will make the female gender as our default gender in the game. Set reference in the editor, and let's test this. Okay, small problem. Our name is only updated after we input something. So same as with gender, call updateName on start. Good, then when we press start game, we want to bring a new menu up for selecting the save slot for the game. We don't have saving system in place yet, but we will definitely need to use save slots later on, so for now let's just make selection of save slot at the beginning of the game. Create a new panel and on it create 3 big buttons. Title them slot 1 to 3. In main menu, make a new method called setSavingSlot and save the ID of the selected slot into the player data. Call this new method and start a new game. Open the Save Slot panel after pressing Start in Create Character panel. Let's test this. Your name and gender and saving slot should be saved into player data. Good. Good, this is it for this episode. If you have any questions or any ideas about code, please leave your comment below. If you're interested in seeing what will come out of this, please subscribe. If you want to support further, you can find my Patreon in the description. Special thank you to each May and the Soul Hashdo for their generous support. With best regards, see you in the next episode.